Take a ride over here across the street and see how Gusto's doing on them branches. I need him to get those branches cut up really quick. Oh, it doesn't look like he's got much done. Gusto, where are you?
Oh, there you are, Gusto. What were you doing over there? Oh, never mind. I see.
I don't know if it's any of your business.
So what's going on with these branches? You're not making any progress. So Gusto, why in the heck are you using that saw? Why aren't you using one of the chainsaws?
You know, I'm using this saw because you took all the saws. You took every saw home. What am I supposed to use to do this?
Well, didn't I leave you the 12-inch battery one? I thought I left that one in the shed.
Well, yeah, you left it in the shed, but you didn't leave me any batteries. You took the batteries and the charger home with you. So what am I supposed to use? Hopefully you got them with you this time. Holy cow! What is that? A new Milwaukee? Check this bad boy out. Where'd you get this from? Looks like you used it already.
Yeah, what do you think of that thing? I picked that up Black Friday last year. I think it's pretty nice. I think it works really good.
Ah, is that nice?
So how's that cutting over there?
Boy, does that cut nice compared to the other one. So that's going to lead us into our next video, folks. Welcome back to the channel. Sorry I haven't been around for a while, but we've been really busy. So the first thing I'd like to say is I'd like to thank all the people that signed up for the t-shirt contest. And if you haven't done so, you still got a couple weeks here. I'm going to announce the winners on Memorial Weekend, or shortly after Memorial Weekend. I'll do the video over Memorial Weekend, and then and it'll come out that week sometime. But go on there, watch this video right here, and sign up and try and win yourself a t-shirt. There's a couple left that can be won. So the video today is going to be about chainsaws. Okay, now you can go online and you can go on YouTube, and there's a million videos out there for chainsaws. So I'm not going to go overboard on how fast they are, which one cuts through the wood faster, because none of that really matters to me. Okay, I am a property owner that, you know, I come out here once in a while and cut wood, you know, and I'm not a logger, so I really don't care how fast the saw goes or how fast it goes through a piece of wood. So for me, it's all about simplicity and being able to grab something and come out here and cut some branches down that are in the trail or whatever, and get them cut up in a short amount of time and not have to sit here and screw around with a chainsaw, you know. So a few years back, well, let's start over here. I got the old, basically standby home light. This, I don't even know what year this goes back to, but this was here on the homestead when I got here. It was my wife's dad's chainsaw, and it's a 14-inch, and this thing works fine. Okay, it always starts. I use this for cutting off the little stumps. You know, like I showed you last year in one of the videos, I cut these stumps and I leave them, you know, 16 inches high, and then I come back later and cut them off right at the ground. Well, that's what I use this one for. Okay, so on this one here, I have this this different type of chain. This is an Oregon chain and a bar called the Power Sharp. Okay, so what this has, it has a little block. You see if I have it here anywhere. Here it is. So this has some holes up here in the front of the blade, and this has this little block with a stone in it, and you put that in there like that, and you close it and latch it, and then you start up the saw and you push this against a stump or a rock or whatever, and that sharpens this blade. So I got that chain just for this saw. This is the only saw I have that has this on it, and it works pretty good. So when I'm out here, I'm cutting these stumps, and you're gonna hit ground when you're cutting these stumps. You know, I throw that thing on there and I got a sharp chainsaw again in, you know, a couple of minutes. You know, I don't have to go back and sharpen the chain and whatever. So that's what I use this one for. Okay, so then I have the big 20-inch Husqvarna. Okay, so this is a 455 Rancher. This thing's got all kinds of power all day, you know, and it sometimes I think it has too much speed and power, because it seems like when you're cutting hardwood, the blade seems to go dull really fast, the chain seems to go dull really fast, and it's almost like the blade speed is too fast on this one. But you know, if I'm cutting down a big tree, if I got a big tree, you know, and I want to get that all cut up, this is what I go to, is the big Husqvarna. Okay, so my point of this video is getting to the average homeowner. Okay, now years ago they had battery stuff and electric saws and whatever, and the problem with an electric one is you got to drag an extension cord everywhere, and the battery ones, the batteries didn't last very long. But now, you know, in the last several years here, they came out with these lithium batteries. I mean, these things last pretty darn good. They are not bad. So my next purchase was this little Greenworks. Okay, this is a 12-inch. Okay, this has a 40 volt, I believe it's 40 volt. Yeah, 40 volt, 2 amp hour lithium battery. Okay, this thing cuts, I can cut up, you know, one of these smaller trees, you know, 6-inch diameter. I can cut up that whole tree on one battery, and I got 2 batteries. So, you know, by the time I'm cutting up two of them trees, I'm tired for the day. I'm ready to go in. But my point is getting to the average homeowner, somebody that's just cutting branches out in the yard. You know, you might have to cut down a 6-inch tree once in a while or whatever, or you're cleaning up your trails. You know, you got, say you own 50, 60 acres, whatever, you know, and you're just trimming trails. This works perfect. This is so simple to use. You know, it's got a little thumb lever here, and you pull that back, and, you know, my only bad comment on this one is that the blade speed seems a little slow on this one compared to that Husqvarna. You know, it's a little slow, so when you're cutting, it has a little bit of a bounce to it, like this blade isn't going fast enough, you know. But it still cuts. It cuts just fine. And we're going to take these over here and cut a couple of pieces off just so you can hear them and whatever. Now I like this because, you know, sometimes I'm out here, you know, 7 o'clock in the morning and I got nothing to do, so I come driving around on the trails. I cut trails. Well, I don't want to start up a chainsaw and bother all the neighbors, especially during, you know, during hunting season or turkey season. You know, I don't turkey hunt, but I got a lot of work to do out here. So the guy over here, you know, he might be turkey hunting, you know. I really don't want to bother him that much. So this is kind of, you know, quiet compared to a regular chainsaw. Okay, so average homeowner, you know, you want to go out and just cut some branches, this is great. And I don't remember the price of this. This was only like $100 something. It wasn't much. Okay, it was very reasonably priced, I thought. I mean, again, on the downside of, if you're looking for a high quality chainsaw, this is all plastic. You know, the adjustment, sometimes this chain comes loose. It seems to come loose quite easily, you know, stuff like that. But, you know, I've been cutting all these trees. Actually, all of these trees that you see laying over here, they were all cut off with this saw here last year. Okay, so it's a good saw. I really think it is a good saw. It's just, you know, it's like I say, it's on the cheap side, but, you know, I'm not a logger. We're not loggers. We're just homeowners trying to cut branches, right? Okay, so along with this Greenworks comes the pole saw. So this was my next purchase then, was this pole saw. Now I believe this is 10 feet, or it'll reach 10 feet when you're holding it in your hands, something like that. But anyhow, this uses the same battery, you know, goes in the back here. And this thing too is nice and quiet, you know. And this cuts really good too. This one actually seems to have a little more blade speed than the 12-inch, and this cuts through branches really nice. So let's go back here. Hopefully you can see this on the camera. I'm just gonna take one of these off here. I mean, it went through that branch like nothing, you know. So again, this wasn't that expensive. This is a lower end saw, Greenworks. I have no issues with them, really, for doing the trail cutting and all that type of stuff. These are really nice little saws to carry around. Okay, so on to our new purchase here. So our new purchase is the Milwaukee. Now I already had the 18 volt lithium batteries at home, with a drill and a driver and whatever kit that I had bought a while back. So I just bought the tool body. If I remember right, this was around 200 bucks just for this tool body, no batteries. Okay, so it's a little bit, quite a bit more expensive than a Greenworks model, you know. But this thing cuts really nice. This is a really sweet saw. So I mean, if you're a homeowner, there's no reason to have gas around. There's no, these new battery pack saws are just awesome, I think. So this one too is not that loud, you know, compared to a regular gas chainsaw. And you don't have to deal with the gas. You don't, just got to plug it in, you know, charge it up. And this one will hold a 12 amp hour battery, which I don't have. I just have 5s. That's what came in my kit. And so far I'm still on the first battery here. I've cut a bunch of stuff with this and I'm still on the first battery. So I really don't know how long the battery lasts. They say 150 cuts. well, 150 cuts, 150 of what, you know, 150 branches or 150, you know, 12-inch logs. This is a 16-inch bar on here, and boy, it goes through these trees like nothing. It really does. So so let's take these two. You all know what a gas chainsaw sounds like. You all know how they cut. So let's take these two electric ones over there, and we're gonna cut off a couple of these I don't know, 6-inch trunks, and let's see how they work. All right, so we're going to start out with this little Greenworks. So now you probably can tell that blade speed seems a little slow, you know, and but still, I mean, it still cuts really nice. I mean, it cuts right through this stuff, you know, and it takes a little longer to get through it, but okay, so again, like I said, I can cut this whole tree up and not use up one of these batteries. So, you know, for the yard owner, for somebody working out in the yard, and just, you know, if you're cutting down a forest, yeah, this ain't your saw. But, you know, so let's try this Milwaukee now. This thing cuts really smooth. You can see how much faster that is, you know, and you can tell that the blade speed is way faster. And you know, I would think with this even with this 5 amp hour battery, I bet you I can cut all of this up and still just have one on one battery. You know, I really think it's a really nice saw. So you know, I mean, go out and get you one of these. Either one of these is a good saw to use. So all right, folks, you know, go out and get yourself one of these electric chainsaws, man. If you're just cutting stuff in the yard and you want to saw, you know, around the home or in your garage that you can just pick up and go, these work really slick. I just went with the Milwaukee brand because I have the batteries already, and the Greenworks was affordable. A cheap, affordable way of getting trees cut. So there's other brands out there. I know Echo makes them. You know, what's the big name? The big name saw. Hang on a second. Sorry, I couldn't come up with the name. Steel makes some really nice electric saws. And you're gonna pay for them though. You're in a $300 to $400 range probably for a steel. Buy what you can afford, you know, and you can always upgrade later. These will be, you know, these will last a long time for you. I've had this I've had this Greenwork, I bet you 5 years now already, and I've dropped it out of this trailer, you know, going down the trail. The pole saw has been on the ground I don't know how many times. It bounces out of the trailer. They're pretty tough little units, you know. So you know, have fun sawing, and make sure you subscribe to this channel, and don't forget to go sign up for them t-shirts. You have to subscribe in order to get one of them t-shirts, but go back and watch that other video, and subscribe to my channel, and answer the questions, and you could get a t-shirt. So that's it for today, folks. Thanks for watching, and happy sawing.